This individual asked me, where can I get in? He wants to get into superhero comics. What should he read? Okay, I suggest getting into stuff that starts with the dirty C word. Not cunt, continuity, okay? Continuity. It's not a dirty word. People will tell you it is. People will tell you continuity ruins everything, but fuck that shit. Continuity is what makes comics special, okay? The shared history that we all have with these characters, spanning from whenever the character was created, is continuity. The storylines you're building and building and building that give the character the depth that they have is important, okay? So anybody tells you continuity is bullshit and it sucks and we need to do away with it is an asshole, and don't listen to them. Don't listen to them. But if you're just starting into comics, you probably don't want something with too much continuity, okay? So some comics I want to suggest are All-Star Superman. If you like Superman, pick up All-Star Superman. You can buy it in trade paperback now. It's by Frank Quitely and Grant Morrison. Fantastic run, critically and fan acclaimed. Pick it up. You don't need to know anything. It's just fun, okay? It's an absolutely fun comic. So pick that up if you want to get into some Superman. Great title to get into if you're looking to get into some stuff with continuity. Pick up Batman and Robin, another one by Frank Quitely and Grant Morrison. I didn't mean to pick these, but they just do such a great job of making things accessible, okay? So Batman and Robin, pick that up. All you need to know is Batman is dead, Dick is Batman, Robin is Damian, who, we won't even get into that. You don't need to know that. You'll pick it up as you go along. That's just way too confusing. But alright, so maybe that's not a good one to pick up. I don't fucking know. Don't pick that up. Great comic if you want to learn continuity. It's a great one for that, but it is kind of confusing, I guess, the more I think about it. So don't worry about that one. A really, really great one, though, is Ultimate Spider-Man. The first volume of that comic just ended, but there was like 136 issues, okay? And some stuff in between. So you can pick up trade paperbacks of that, you can pick up hardbacks of that. That is great read. That is great read. Leave out A, we don't need it. That is great read. That is a great read. Pick it up. It's Bendis and Bagley. They do a fantastic job making that character accessible from the beginning. It starts out with him in high school. Great stuff. I mean, really good stuff. That's how I accessed Spider-Man. When I came into comics, the Clone Wars was going on. I heard that shit was terrible. I avoided it like the plague. The first stuff I really got into is the JMS Continuity Spider-Man and Ultimate Spider-Man, but Ultimate Spider-Man was first. So pick that up. So I hope that helps you out. So let's recap. All-Star Superman and Ultimate Spider-Man, great starting blocks. And that way you get a little something from DC and you get a little something from Marvel, okay? Then the next thing that individual asks is bagging and boarding and how to take care of your comics. So let me give you an example here. You can buy bags and boards at your local comic shop. You can also get them online. What I personally do is I buy the bags here. And the bags are important because they keep shit from getting on your covers and over it. And it keeps it in one area. So when you put it in your comic box, you don't get all damaged, which is important if you're doing it for the collectability factor. If you're not, then you really probably don't care. I'm really anal with my comics, though, in that I'm all about the collectability. I'll never sell them. I'll pass them down, but personal meaning and value for me is important. Then the boards are important because you slide those in the bags behind your comic, and it helps to protect it when it's the box from bending and just general wear and tear. So it keeps your spine straight. See that? It's nice. Nice little white boards, and you can buy those as well at your comic book shop. And then what I do, some people tuck it in. I like to tape it over the back. So you get some tape over there. I don't know if you can see that. A little tape. So it keeps it solid. It keeps this thing from bending over and looking like trash. I don't know. I guess I don't know if that's what you're looking for. If that's not what you're looking for, hit the comments or the rants and let me know, and I'll fix that and I'll elaborate. I was also asked where to get comics. As I've stated before, comic book shops, of course. That's an obvious, though. I'm sure that's not what you meant. If you don't have a comic shop near you, great places to check would be Barnes & Noble, Borders, Walden Books. If you've got a bookstore, they probably have comics or at least graphic novels and trade paperbacks. If you're just starting to get into comics, trade paperbacks are not a bad way to start. You get more for your money, and you don't buy a bunch of single issues and then find out you don't like it after a certain while. You can just pick up arcs, and that's nice too, because you go to comic shops sometimes, you pick up what we call back issues. Okay, so for those of you that aren't in the savvy know, back issues are comics that the previous months and beyond comics. So sometimes comic shops don't have back issues. So by picking up trade paperbacks, hardbacks, whatever, you don't run into that problem, okay? So you get 3 issues and then you're like, oh fuck, I'm missing the middle section, or you're missing the end. You don't run into that problem. So bookstores are a great place to check. Grocery stores are not as much anymore, unfortunately, but you know, every once in a while you'll see something at a Quickie Mart or some shit. Otherwise, eBay is a great place. I check eBay every once in a while if you're looking for hard to find stuff. eBay, you can buy huge bulk. You can probably buy a run of something for a lot cheaper than you can get it at a comic book shop. So that's not bad. Next question. Do I read manga? I do not, okay? Just never a style that I necessarily got into, and I know that's like, I read somewhere, I think it was like CB Sobolski on Twitter said something like, saying I don't read manga because I don't like it is like saying I don't like action movies, okay? It's a huge, broad generalization. I do understand that there is a lot more to it, okay? I don't know, I just really can't think of any manga that I've gotten into. I do enjoy Dragon Ball Z. I've watched that. I do enjoy that, so I do like some manga. I've heard the comic is actually, the manga, I can't even pronounce the shit right now, is actually better than the cartoon. So if I was going to read something, I'd probably pick that up and check it out, but I don't, unfortunately. If you've got any suggestions, again, I'd pick, hit me up, man. I'm telling you, and I still haven't gotten any response from anybody about webcomics. What's up with that? If you know any webcomics, hit me up. I really want to check some out. I wasn't being a sarcastic dick. I'm being serious. I just don't know any, you know? Same with manga. You know, hit me up. I'll try some shit. Why not? I'll let you know. Either I'll hate it or I won't, but at least I'll try it. So you let me know. Let's see. Next up, indie titles. Here's my thing. Indie titles, I do read some, but I'd really like a definition. Everybody's got different definition of indies. Indies being not published by the, you know, main group is what I hear. But does that include Image? You know, Robert Kirkman stuff? Is that indies? Because if so, I read Invincible. I've got 3 Ultimate collections right there. Walking Dead I absolutely love. Another Robert Kirkman. Let's see what else we got. Madman, Mike Allred. Love that shit. Madman is fantastic. Unfortunately, it's coming to an end. Why the Last Man is that? I mean, it's Vertigo, but that's kind of indie, right? No? It's a side split? Probably not. I mean, you see what I mean? So, I mean, I don't really like... I'll read it if it's good. Is Avatar indie? I mean, what's indie, guys? Give me a definition of indie. I don't know. But those are some examples. So, Madman I read. Is the Icon imprint on Marvel? If that is, then I read Criminal. Or Incognito. I love Incognito. That's great. So those are some titles I read that aren't necessarily superhero comics and aren't necessarily published by the Big 3 as their Big 3 imprint. Or Big 2, sorry. I don't know. I'm sorry if that isn't what you wanted, but hit me up again and I'll find a new answer. Okay, and so if you hit me with questions this week, I'm sorry, I'll get to them next week. I will get to every single question eventually, even if it comes down to a point where I've got a huge question load and I gotta do one of these completely dedicated questions. I will do that shit. I'll do it for you. I'll do it for you, my inmates. I don't want you shaking the cage. I don't know what that was either. There's a lot of this shit that I just don't know what I'm doing here. Yeah, I guess that's it. Thanks for stopping by. I'm really sorry. This is probably the most disoriented, crazy, fast, absolutely wasting your time watching it. At least I hope not. I hope you at least semi-enjoy it. I'm sorry. I know you'd probably enjoy it if I did it like this a little bit more. You gotta look at the mug. Oh God, what the fuck is wrong with his face? Deep breath. Anyway, I appreciate you guys joining me. And this next week I should be back on track this on time. So these videos might come out quicker than usual. It should just be 3 videos instead of 4 like last week. So that should help. Okay, I appreciate it. Send me questions. I do have more questions to answer that will go into the next one. David Daub, hopefully I will get to you next week. And yeah, more questions. So hit me up. I'd love to hear you. And alright, thanks for letting me in your home. And thanks for coming into my man room. Peace.